Hey guys, what is going on? Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Bucks vs. Hawks. This series is tied 2-2, but unfortunately, both superstars for each team is not going to be playing tonight or are not going to be playing tonight. Grammar, I sometimes know it, but Trae Young is going to be missing his second straight game after stepping on the ref's foot. And honestly, I don't want to say I'm surprised, but it's kind of impressive, that he came back in that game, that he did step on the ref's foot, and he's missed 2 straight games. Pre-game, they kind of showed him warming up pre-game, like on the pre-game show, and you could kind of tell when he was warming up, he made like a face almost that signified maybe he was in pain or just a little uncomfortable. When you make that face, I believe it's called a grimace, when you're like, no. I'm sure you've made it. I'm sure we've all made it in our lives before. And then Giannis also isn't playing in tonight's game. I believe Trae Young was questionable before tonight's game, and Giannis was doubtful. But Giannis, he's on the bench, he's walking around, and after seeing what happened to him last game, it's really, I guess, great news to hear that there was no structural damage done according to the MRI. And that's awesome because, obviously it's terrible that that happened, but it's awesome because when he was laying on the floor, I was like, is his season over? Like, that was the thought going through my head because he just looked like he was in so much pain. And we saw the replay, and the replay was one of those replays that made your stomach turn. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing his knee like that, like, ugh. I hate thinking about that. I'm thinking about that right now, the pictures in my head. It's gross, but, yeah. So, currently it's halftime. I've been watching this game since the beginning, but I was taking too long to get ready, like do my hair and stuff. And the Buccaneers, the Buccaneers, oh my gosh, football on the brain, I guess. But the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks of the NBA, currently lead this game 65-56. And the Hawks went down early in this game. The Bucks, they got up to a really hot start. And the thing is, they did the thing I expected them to do last game. They drove into the paint, and guess what? It worked. I didn't understand why this Bucks team was just shooting so many jump shots last game. Like, what? You match up well versus the Hawks in the paint. The Hawks are so small compared to the Bucks. Like, get into the paint. And they did that tonight, and it was working. Brook Lopez looks unstoppable. Portis looks unstoppable. Holiday's having a great game. Middleton's having a good game. All these guys are having good games because they're getting into the paint, and the Hawks can't stop them. It's crazy, though, because the Hawks defense played really well last game. They got a lot of steals. They were creating turnovers. They were just flying all over the place on defense. They had so much energy, and that could also be because, they were at home feeding off the crowd's energy, maybe. But tonight, early in this game, it looked like they couldn't get a stop. It's just so crazy how the defense could shift from being so good to so bad. I think they got to start clogging the paint again like they were doing last game. I don't know why it seems like they're doing something so different. Also, the Milwaukee Bucks defense was so good to start this game. Their offense was good and their defense was good. They had all the energy. And that's obviously a big thing, like energy and momentum in basketball is obviously a huge thing. I believe the first shot of the game was blocked. By I think Herder's shot was blocked, which was the first shot of the game. And that's just kind of what was happening for the Hawks. Because the Bucks were getting close to them at the 3-point line. They did not want the Hawks to shoot the 3 ball because that's how the Hawks win their games. It's by getting hot from 3, and then Trae Young, obviously, lobbing it to Capella and stuff. But Trae Young isn't there, and that's the thing. The Hawks haven't really been driving to the basket since Trae Young has been out because we all know Trae Young, maybe he'll fake a 3 and then drive to the hoop because he's fast and then toss it up to Capella, right? But especially early in this game, the Hawks were not driving into the paint at all, and that made it easy for the Bucks to defend them because they were just playing the perimeter. They're playing like perimeter defense. And the Hawks did make adjustments, though. I noticed more that they were driving into the paint more. John Collins has struggled early in this game, and that's one of the reasons I believe the Hawks are down because he's had a huge impact throughout these playoffs, and him struggling tonight, you can tell with the score. And then also Herder has struggled. Those two guys, Those are two guys that really have to step up with Trae Young being out, and they're just not having great games tonight. But then again, they could get hot in the second half. We've seen players get hot in the second half throughout these playoffs. And the Hawks went down big early. I believe they were down by 14 or something after the first quarter, and I believe at one point in this game they were down by 20. But when I saw the Hawks down by that much, I'm like, all right, it's early. The good thing is you have time left on the clock. There's a lot of time left in this game. And the Hawks have been in this situation before, where they're down big by more than 20, and they're able to come back. So now the question is going to be, will they come back? It's halftime. They're down by 9. Are they going to be able to come back? What are they going to do? Are they going to be able to stop the Bucks in the paint? Because the Bucks have been so great in the paint and on the glass. Like, the Bucks are just out rebounding the Hawks. Because even if the Hawks get a stop, the Bucks are getting the offensive rebound. I believe there was a possession where the Bucks got 2 offensive rebounds. You're not going to win a game if you keep giving the other team so many chances. If you keep giving up offensive rebounds. Like, the Bucks have just been outstanding on the boards. But that's what you kind of expected coming into this game, coming into this series in general, not just this game. Because we know, like, the matchup there. But the Bucks, they just got to keep going into the paint to win this game. Because the Hawks don't seem to have an answer unless they make an adjustment that works really well during halftime. And just the rebounding. The Hawks gotta figure out a way to not give the Bucks so many second chances. And the other thing is, for the Hawks, the shots gotta fall. Like, that's the thing. The shots weren't falling early on. They weren't, and you're not gonna win like that, especially if you're a team that shoots so many three-pointers and relies so much on the three-point shot. Like, those shots gotta fall. I realize I've been talking for 7 minutes. Oh my gosh, okay? I'll catch you guys at the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter, the Bucks are up 91-78. And here's the thing, when the Bucks get into the paint and close to the basket, they are unstoppable. And even when it comes to offensive rebounds, after a shot where they're right near the basket, they're unstoppable. Because the Hawks just don't stand a chance out rebounding the Bucks on the offensive glass. Bobby Portis just missed both his free throws. But what happens? The Bucks get the rebound. They get a new possession, and they score. So you have to be able to capitalize off missed free throws and missed shots if you're the Hawks. The thing is, when the Hawks force the Bucks to take a jump shot, like a mid-range jump shot, they can win this game if they keep forcing them to do that. But the thing is, I don't know how much longer you can keep forcing them to do that. Like, whenever the Bucks really do have to shoot a jump shot, it's definitely more difficult for them to score. So the Hawks, if they want to win this game, have to get the Bucks into that position where, they have to shoot a jump shot. It's just crazy how much the Bucks have been getting offensive rebounds. It's honestly crazy. Like, a second missed free throw is almost good for the Bucks, because they're getting so many offensive rebounds. Like, it's crazy how it's just like, oh, we missed the free throw? Oh, let's just get the rebound, and let's just get some more points and get another possession. It's crazy how the Bucks are just... It's crazy how the Bucks are just going crazy on the boards. So there's like 2 minutes left in this game, but the Bucks are going to win this one. And what a way to bounce back for the Bucks, really. I mean, this was a huge bounce back game for the Bucks, and they are going to go up 3-2 in this series, and the series is heading back to Atlanta, and the Hawks are going to play a win or go home game on their home court. So we'll see. Will Trae Young play next game? Will Giannis play next game? But this Hawks team in the second half, the shots from 3 weren't really falling, or they weren't falling as much as the Hawks needed them to make this comeback and compensate for the slow start to this game. You got to give a lot of credit to the Bucks, though, because we've seen this Hawks team make comebacks, right? We've seen this Hawks team make crazy comebacks. And the Hawks, they stayed around in this game. This game was, I feel like, a lot of the time, like a 13-point game, a 12-point game. So the Hawks never went away. But the Bucks just held on to that lead. So you have to give credit to the Bucks for, holding on to that lead and not getting complacent with that lead that they held for basically the whole game. It's just crazy what the Bucks did on the board tonight, what they did in the paint, especially without Giannis playing. Brook Lopez, oh my gosh, what a game. Really, what a game. This dude had 1,000,000 dunks. Well, obviously not 1,000,000, but he had so many dunks. And yeah, this is going to be interesting heading back to Atlanta. But I think it's going to be a good game next game. I really do. I believe it's going to be a closer game than this game was. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to have a reaction video for that game, and that's the next game because the Suns won their series. So that game should be Saturday. So I'll see you guys then for that reaction video. And yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Make sure you drop a thumbs up down below. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this game. Let me know what you think of this series. Who do you think is going to win this series? And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Peace out, guys.